Well, it's not even one day after Republicans chose to shut down the government instead of making any sort of progress on stopping healthcare premiums from skyrocketing. And it is already painfully clear that Republican leadership is not taking any of this seriously. Republican leadership doesn't care if millions of Americans lose their health insurance. Republican leadership does not care if your health care costs go through the roof. And despite a lot of showboating yesterday, Republican leadership obviously doesn't care how long this shutdown goes on. Just consider, if Republican leadership and President Trump actually cared about reopening the government, Trump would not be tweeting AI deepfakes and mariachi music, or bragging about how he can't wait to use a shutdown as an excuse to inflict more pain on the American people. If they actually cared about reopening the government, Russ Vought wouldn't be saying he'll fire everyone he can, no matter if firing them is necessary or not, and no matter how harmful it is or not. If they actually cared about reopening the government, Republican leaders would not be pressing ahead with the same failed bill as yesterday and refusing to finally work with Democrats to finalize a solution. If Republican leadership actually cared about reopening the government, House Republicans would actually be here. Let me say that again. House Republicans are not even here. Are we supposed to believe they are taking this seriously? I guess not. And if Republican leadership actually cared about reopening the government, they would be talking with us about how the actual issues we want to address, how to stop skyrocketing health prices, hospital closures, millions of patients from losing their health insurance. Instead, they are screaming illegal immigration and telling bold-faced lies about Democrats' proposal to try and talk about anything but health care. That really gives away the game Republican leaders are playing with the American people, doesn't it? Democrats want Republicans to sit down at the table for a serious negotiation about really serious issues. But Republican leadership is off playing make-believe in la-la land. How are we supposed to negotiate with President Trump when he's busy frying his mind in an AI fantasy world of mariachi bands and science fiction med beds and who knows what next? And how are we supposed to negotiate with Republican leaders when they are refusing to work on a bipartisan path out and just making lies up about our Democratic proposal? For everyone who's only heard the Republican nonsense, let me make our agenda clear. Here's what Democrats actually want to do. We want to stop your health care premiums from doubling next year. We want to stop millions of people from getting priced out of their insurance and getting sick or going without care. We want to stop hospitals from closing. I wonder why Republicans have such a hard time being honest about that. Well, maybe because they caused this healthcare crisis in the first place. And let's be crystal clear, it is not honest for Republicans to try and just say, oh, well, we can just talk about healthcare later. We pinky promise. Rate hikes are being finalized right now. Notices with massive price increases will land in our families' mailboxes this month. Open enrollment starts in a matter of a few weeks. That means families are going to start seeing their premiums double. People are going to get priced out of coverage, that is, unless we act now. There is no waiting. We have been waiting. There is no later. That is too late. Our Republicans say they will not talk about solutions until the damage is done. Are they saying they want to lock in the high health care rates first? You know, the best time to put out a fire is before it burns down the house. Surely Republicans don't need me to tell them that. But if Republicans insist on asking why we can't address health care later, I've got a few questions for them. First off, why the heck couldn't we talk about health care sooner? Huh? Where in the world have you been? You moved heaven and earth to pass new tax breaks for billionaires by cutting over $1 trillion from Americans' health care. Why won't you move a muscle to save health care for our working families? I mean, my goodness, why is it not until there is a shutdown Republican leaders will even say we can at least talk about health care? Oh, but not yet. And if a shutdown is the first time Republican leaders will even acknowledge, in the slightest whisper, the looming health care crisis, why should we trust for 1 second you'll keep your word later? Republicans have been choosing to ignore this health care crisis for months. And now they face another choice. How much longer are they going to insist on this partisan path? How much longer are they going to stick their heads in the sand? Because I will warn them, the American people cannot wait. One family in my state of Washington is about to see their premiums jump from $283 a month to as high as $1,800 a month if Republicans insist on inaction. And I know they're not the only ones. To my Republican colleagues who don't think this is a crisis, to anyone who thinks health care can wait, go out and talk to people. Talk to insurance companies in your states, or doctors, or hospitals, or patients, and then come to the table and talk with us. We are here. We are ready to work on real solutions to address this health care crisis and reopen the government. I've been at the table the whole time. I am here. I am ready. I am willing to work out a real solution to get this done. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.
The clerk